As we edge even closer to the 2019-2020 Europa League group stages, we still have to come out with our playoff winners. Who's going to come out of round 3 in the qualifying phase? We'll take a look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. This time we're taking a look at the 2019-2020 third qualifying round, second legs in the Europa League. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep your bang up to date with all things Blab and Rose related, Europa League related, whoa, football all here. Anawarewski. That's right, folks, a lot to talk about. So let's get cracking, shall we? Let's get a look at it. So a lot, obviously, still ridiculous amount of games. I did pretty terrible in both competitions, the Champions League and the Europa League this week. I've got a lot going on my mind, so maybe my prediction hat was not on properly. Maybe the red hat is the prediction one and the blue is the not. So anyway, I've got the red on today, so let's go for it. So here we go. Ararat-Armenia taking on Saburtalo. This is the third qualifying round, first legs. Take a look at my prediction and the actual score, and then we'll move over to the second legs. So this game obviously taking place in Armenia. Ended up as a 2-1 win for Saburtalo against the Grey. I actually went with Ararat-Armenia, so I got that one wrong. Slovan Bratislava took on Dundalk, and that was a 1-0 win for Slovan Bratislava. I actually went with a 2-0, so not too shabby. Did I tell you that this week I was absolutely horrific with both Champions League and Europa? Just in case I didn't, because I just had to do a bit of an edit there. Shocking this week. Ludogorets took on the new Saints of Wales. Ended up as a 5-0 spanking for Ludogorets. I actually went with a 3-0, so yeah, a little bit more goals in it in the real world. CSK Sofia took it on Zorya Lugansk. I actually went with a 1-1 draw. Sorry, the 1-1 draw was the final score. I went with a 2-1 win, so I got that one wrong as well. Stevie took on Linfield. It was a 2-1 win for Linfield. I actually went 2-0 the other way, so yeah, big plus points there for the Northern Irish team. Riga took on HJK Helsinki. Actually ended up all square, folks. I actually went with the 3 goals in this one with a 2-1 win for Riga, so I got it wrong. Astana took on Valletta out of Malta. 5-1 victory for Astana. I actually went with a 2-0 win. Sheriff took on AIK Solna. That actually ended up as a 2-1 win for the Swedes over in Moldova, Romania, wherever that is. Meanwhile, Nordkoping took on Hapoel Beersheva out of Israel. That ended up as a 1-1 draw in the end. Actually, went with a 2-0 win for Nordkoping. So, yeah, not great indeed. Brodon B took on Sporting Praga. That was a 4-2 win for the Portuguese boys. Actually, went 2-1 win in the end. Pujanik took on Wolves from England, Premier League. 4-0 win for Wolves. Good convincing win in the end, 2-0. I called it. And FK Sutjeska took on PSV Eindhoven. And the Dutch came out with an away win, 3-1 in the end. Moving over to Torino, taking on Shakhtar Sologorsk. Oh my goodness, all over the place. 5-0 win for Torino. I actually went with a 3-0 win, so not too bad. Molde took on ARS Saloniki. Actually went with a 3-0 win for Molde. 2-1 in the end, so got the right amount of goals. Just distributing a bit off. Midtjylland took on Rangers out of Scotland. 4-2 win, 6 goals in this one. Actually went with a 1-1 draw. Played it safe. Got it wrong. Hey NK Rajenka took on Aberdeen, also out of Scotland. 2-0 win for Rajenka. So it's an uphill struggle for Aberdeen going into the second leg. Actually went with a 2-1 win for Aberdeen. Lokomotiv Plovdiv took it on Strasbourg. 1-0 win for the French team. 2-0 for me, so not too shabby. Maripol took on AZ Alkmaar. It was a 0-0 draw in the end. I actually went goals galore in this one. I think it was going to be 5-goal thriller, but ultimately it was 0-0. I went with a 3-2. Ventspils took on Vitória Guimarães. 3-0 for the Portuguese boys. I actually went with a 2-0 win in the end. Austria Vienna, should I say, took an Apollon Limassol. 2-1 for the Cypriots away from home. Surprise one, that one actually went 2-0 for the Austrians, so I got that wrong. AEK Larnaca took on Genk out of Belgium. That was a 1-1 draw. I actually went with a 2-1 win, so again, not too grand. Vaduz took on Eintracht Frankfurt out of the Bundesliga, and the Germans put down 5 away from home. Convincing win. I went with a 2-0 win, so not too heavy, but I got the right result ultimately. Feyenoord took on Dinamo Tbilisi, who've been scoring goals so far, but they were on the receiving end of a bit of a spanking. 4-0 win for Feyenoord in the end. Actually went with a 3-0 win for the Dutch. And Steaua Bucureşti taking on Mlada Polshav. 0-0 draw in the end. Actually went with a 2-0 win for Steaua, but ultimately wrong. Poland's Legia Warsaw taking on Atromitos. 0-0 in the end. Actually went with a 3-1 win for the Poles. got that one wrong. They've just not been good. They've not been good at Warsaw throughout the European competition so far. Partizan took on Malatspor. It was a 3-1 victory for Partizan. I actually went with a 2-1 win, a 2-0 win, sorry. So got close to the mark. Malmo taking on Morstar. That was a 3-0 win for the Swedes. I actually went with a 0-0 draw, so not too great indeed. Nefki PFK taking on Benyan Yunda Tel Aviv out of Israel. It was a 2-2 draw. I actually went with a 2-1 draw, a 2-1 win, so just shy of the mark. Luzern took on Espanyol out of the La Liga. It was a 3-0 win. I actually went with a 3-1 in the end. Sparta Prague taking on Trabzonspor out of Turkey. It was a 2-2 draw, and I actually got that one. The one and only. This is the one and only result out of both Europa League and Champions League. They got bang on the nose this week. 2-2 in the end. Universitate Craiova taking on AIK Athens. 2-0 win for the Greeks. I actually went with a 2-1 win for them, so close to the mark. FC Thun taking on Spartak Moscow. 3-2 victory for the Russians. Actually went with a 2-0 win in the end. Maccabi Tel Aviv taking on Sūduva. That was a 2-1 win for Sūduva. 2-1 for me, but I went the other way. Royal Antwerp taking on Victoria Pilsen. That was a 1-0 win for... is that... No, it's not Anderlecht, but it is a Belgian team, so they came out top 1-1. I went with a 1-1 draw in the end. Sarajevo taking on BAT Borisov. Was a 2-1 win for BAT. I actually went with a 1-0 win for the other way. And Luxembourg's F91 Dudelange taking on Nomju Kalju. 3-1 win for the Luxies. I actually went with a 2-0 win. So yeah, very, very messy. Not really, and no consistency whatsoever. But this is a very difficult part of the thing. There's no powerhouses really. It's a lot of evens. And we are seeing some teams stand out amongst the rest, but ultimately, yeah. So here we go then with the second legs of the third qualifying phase, and we're going to kick it off with Saburtalo up against Ararat-Armenia, and I'm going to give you the predicted score for me and the aggregate score that would make up this, and see which team goes through. Now these games will take place on the 13th, 14th, and 15th of August. So let's get going, folks. Saburtalo up against Ararat-Armenia. I'm actually going with the 2-0 win for Saburtalo, and if this goes this way, well, it'll be a 4-1 win for Saburtalo, and they will go through to the next phase. Dundalk taking on Slovan Bratislava. Actually gone with a 1-1 draw here, but that will see the end of Dundalk's journey. Slovan Bratislava will go through. The New Saints of Wales taking on Ludo Gretz over in Wales. A 2-1 win for me for the New Saints, which would not be good enough though. They'll still tumble out 6-2 on aggregate. Soria Lugansk up against CSK Sofia. I see this as a 2-0 victory for Soria Lugansk. That will see them through 3-1 on aggregate. Linfield up against Sudestia. Linfield coming into this with a victory. They'll have another one, 2-0 to the name, which will push them through to the knockout stage or next round with a 4-1 win on aggregate. HJK Helsinki will take on Riga over in Finland. 2-1 win on the day, which would see them tumble out though. 3-2 on aggregate. Riga will go through. Valenta will take on Astana. I see this as a 2-2 draw on the day for the Maltese team, but it's not good enough. They will tumble out 7-3 on aggregate. AIK Solna will take on FC Sheriff. 3-1 win for the Swedes. We'll see them go through 5-2 on aggregate. Hapoel Warszawa up against Nord Kopping. I see this as a 3-2 win for the Israelis. They will go through 4-3 on aggregate, sending Nord Kopping tumbling out. Sparta Praga out of Portugal up against Brodon B. 3-0 victory for the Portuguese team. 7-2 on aggregate. They're through. Up against Portuguese Wolverhampton Wanderers. I'm only throwing that in for giggles. Up against Pujanik. 4-1 win for Wolves. 8-1 on aggregate. They'll go safely through. PSV Eindhoven, can they join them up against FK Hagosund? 3-0 victory for the Dutch. 4-0 on aggregate. They will go through. Next up, Shakhtar Sologorsk taking on Torino out of Serie A. I see this as a 3-1 victory for the Italians away from home, which will be an 8-1 win on aggregate in the end. Aris Saloniki will take on Molde. I see this as a 1-1 draw on the night. 4-1 on aggregate. Molde will go through. Rangers taking on Midtjylland out in Scandinavia somewhere. 3-1 victory for Rangers over in Ibrox. 7-3 on aggregate. They will go through. Aberdeen, can they join them up against HJK Rijeka? I think so, or do I? 3-2 win for Aberdeen. 5-4 in aggregate. They'll sneak on through. I don't think that's correct. I think they lost that other game. What was it? What was their final score? 2-1. I don't think that's right. I think that's wrong. So I think Rijeka go through. So correct me, you guys. I'm telling you now. Rijeka go through. Strasbourg up against Lokomotiv Plovdiv. 2-0 victory for Strasbourg. 3-0 in the end for the French team. They will go through. AZ Alkmaar will take it on Mariupol. 3-1 win for AZ Alkmaar. And they will go through. 3-1 on aggregate. Vitória Guimarães out of Portugal up against Ventspils. 3-0 victory for the Portuguese team. 6-0 on aggregate. Safely through. Apon Limassol with that big win in the first leg up against Austria Vienna. 2-0 victory for the Cypriot team. They'll go through 4-1 on aggregate. Genk out of Belgium taking on AIK Larnaca out of Larnaca, is that Greece? I think it is. 3-2 on aggregate after a 2-1 win on the night. Eintracht Frankfurt are easy first leg week up against FC Vaduz, this time over in Germany. 4-0 win on the day, which will see them go through easily, nice and easy. 9-0 on aggregate. Dinamo Tbilisi up against Feyenoord. 4-2 victory for Feyenoord. Goals galore in this one, but not good enough. 8-2 victory for Feyenoord. Flip them around, Feyenoord goes through. It is quite difficult with the prediction to get my head around these numbers. Mlada Bolshov taking on Steaua București, 2-2 on the day, 2-2 on aggregate. Bucharest will go through. Final hurdle, here we go, boys. I think it might not be. Atromitos up against Legia Warsaw. That will be a 1-1 draw on the day. 1-1 draw on the aggregate. Legia Warsaw will squeeze through on aggregate. Yeni Malatyaspor coming out of Turkey up against Partizan. 2-0 victory for the Turkish outfit. 5-1 on aggregate. Nice and easy. Srinski Mostar will take on Malmo. 2-1 win for the Swedes. 5-1 on aggregate. They will go through. Again, the numbers, just do my nutting. Beneni Yunda Tel Aviv taking on FK 1-0 win for the Israelis. 3-2 on aggregate. They will go through. Espanyol out of Spain up against FC Luzern. 3-1 win for Espanyol. 6-1 on the day. Safely through to the next stage. Trabzonspor up against Sparta Prague. 2-0 victory for the Turkish outfit. 4-2 on aggregate. They will also join Espanyol in the next stage. AEK Athens up against Universitate Craiova. 3-1 victory for the Greeks. 5-1 on aggregate. Safely through. Spartak Moscow will take on FC Thun. 1-1 draw on the day. 3-4 on aggregate. FC Thun will knock out Spartak Moscow. Bit of an upset there. And they will go through. FK Sūduva taking on Maccabi Tel Aviv. 2-0 win for Sūduva. 4-1 on aggregate. Tel Aviv tumble out. Victoria Pilsen taking on Royal Antwerp FC. 1-1 draw on the day. 2-1 on aggregate. The Belgians will go through. BAT Borisov taking on FK Sarajevo. 3-1 win for BAT Borisov. And that will push them through 5-2 on aggregate. And wrapping it all up, Norseman Kalju up against F91. Dudelange. 2-1 win for the Luxembourgs. They'll go through 5-2 on aggregate. Woo, that was a mouthful, and it hopefully soon will get much quicker and easier when the bigger boys come around and the group stages come around. I think after this there is a playoff or something, one more sort of knockout phase, and then we should hopefully have our groups, and then we can make it a little bit more cleaner with these prediction videos and maybe go in a little bit more detail, because it is a mouthful going through 40 odd matches twice. But I'm not complaining. Let me hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section of what you think will happen this weekend, or this week, should I say, over in the Europa League, the third qualifying round, second leg. Give me your thoughts. Maybe even stick, if you want to have a crack at it, stick your predictions in your comment section down below. I'll let you know that I'll be doing live predictions for the Champions League, the Premier League, and the Championship in the month of September onwards, so you can catch that right here whenever that takes place in September. And also over on Twitchosphere, I'll be doing live match day watch-alongs for the mighty Blue and White on Saturdays, sometimes Sundays, depending on what goes on the weekends. So if you're bored, head over to my Twitchosphere on September Saturdays and all that, and then you can watch me in the action. There'll be a couple of Saturdays where I won't do it when the international football comes around. That's sort of my respite. But that is it, my friends. What you got for me? If you give me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you smash the subscribe, smash the thumbs up. It does wonders for the old algorithm, folks, as we push on further. We'll be back again for some more playoff action, the Europa League stages, when they come back around. Until then, ciao for now. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.